What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Metal Gear Solid 5 theories. Now today I'm specifically going to be talking about the weapon mentioned at the end of the Metal Gear Solid 5 Red Band trailer. If you haven't seen the clip, here's the clip I'm talking about.
He mentioned something interesting. Cypher is pursuing new research. He claims that what they're doing in Africa is the missing piece. A weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
So anyway, in this clip, it sounds like Ocelot's the one talking. I believe that's his voice in this game. But he basically says that they're building a new weapon in Africa that is supposed to be able to surpass Metal Gear. Now, that could be a multitude of things, but to me, it instantly brings up memory of the only weapon that anybody has ever said surpasses Metal Gear, and that is Arsenal Gear. I know what you're thinking. If they had the idea for Arsenal Gear all the way back then, why did it take them so long to actually build it? Well, I'm not specifically saying that Arsenal Gear is in like a form. I'm saying that possibly this is like a prototype Arsenal Gear weapon. The way in like the Shagohod would eventually evolve into the Metal Gear. This is like the first stage of development of the Arsenal Gear. This is what I'm thinking. And I found some more information when I was doing some research about Arsenal Gear itself. Now, the first introduction of Arsenal Gear was in Metal Gear Solid 2. The actual Big Shell facility was masking the development of Arsenal Gear, which was a submersible mobile fortress. It's basically a giant battleship. It was powered by an AI called GW. Now, that also got me thinking, because initially Zero's project to create the AIs started in the 1970s. There isn't a lot of information of how far it progressed before Metal Gear Solid 2, before we actually see the AIs really interacting with things, but could one of these AIs have possibly been the first type of thing to power this prototype Arsenal Gear that I'm thinking is possibly the weapon? There's a lot of ifs, but you get what I'm saying. Because it's like we've seen that AI weapons exist based on Peace Walker. Like, all the Chrysalisk and everything was all powered by AIs. Even Peace Walker was powered by AI weapons. It shows that the technology is out there, and that Cypher definitely knows about it and possibly could have a hand in it. Now, there are a few things I found in my research that really kind of make me think that this is a prototype Arsenal Gear. The first being the way that they introduce it, saying that it is a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. Now, like I said, the only time I've ever heard them actually say a weapon surpasses Metal Gear is Arsenal Gear. And the way they say it doesn't really imply that it could be like anything else other than like a Metal Gear type weapon or like an Arsenal Gear type weapon. Now, in my research I found that the Arsenal Gear project was actually predated by the Arsenal Ship project, which is like basically a battleship type weapon. And that has me thinking. But anyway, continuing research, going through Metal Gear timeline on Metal Gear Wiki or whatever, I find that in 1984, the same year that Big Boss supposedly wakes up from his coma, the USS Missouri gets recommissioned and is like updated. Now, this instantly sparks a lot of things, because if you remember in Metal Gear Solid 4, the only battleship left that was able to go up against the fully realized Arsenal Gear was the USS Missouri, or Big Mo, as some like to call it. But basically, that makes me think that an Arsenal Gear type weapon will be introduced in this game, and that possibly Big Boss will have to use the USS Missouri to take it down. That could be an interesting thing. It's also off the shore of Africa, where later Big Boss establishes the new Outer Heaven. Could the new Outer Heaven be made from the remains of the Arsenal Gear project? Yeah, Arsenal Gear functions as a mobile base, but perhaps this new facility where they build this Arsenal Gear prototype weapon will become the new Outer Heaven at the end of the game. I can't really say with any solid conclusions right now. This is just basically the first ideas of the theory. But yeah, I think it sounds like a prototype Arsenal Gear, but there really isn't a lot of information to go on right now. Like I said, the Arsenal Gear project was inspired by the Arsenal Ship project. The Arsenal Ship project was actually canceled to pursue the Metal Gear route. So, don't know. Plus, the Arsenal Ship project doesn't seem to go all the way back to the 1980s. So this project would supposedly predate that. But since we have that big gap in the timeline that we're now filling, it is possible that they could insert that in there. Yeah, this video is kind of short. Just because there isn't really a lot of information about Arsenal Gear's beginnings, other than the Arsenal Ship project, which really doesn't go back far enough as we need, because it's pretty much based in the 1990s. This takes place in the 1980s, so it could definitely fit in the timeline if they wanted it to, and I could definitely see it being the case, just because I don't really know any other weapon that's supposed to surpass Metal Gear that ever existed other than Arsenal Gear. So these are just kind of my initial thoughts. If more information is presented, then I'll do more videos about it, but for now, that's pretty much my thoughts on the weapon that they talk about in the trailer or whatever. Yeah, as always, comment below. Let me know what you think. Do you have any theories regarding the weapon? What do you think it is? Till next time, see you later.